agree that you should not be living by a property like this, but please keep in mind that there are processes. You know, we've rewritten ordinances to make it a lot easier and to move it forward, but there is still a process of, and I can't speak to the property that's next door to yours, because it's the first time hearing of it, but there is process. Somebody owns it, and you would ask, you know, just give me permission, let me go clean it. I would love to give you permission. I would love to bring a group of people out and help you clean that, but at the end of the day, somebody owns it, and there's a process that the code has to go through. So I would trust that Vice Mayor Maxwell will follow up on it and see exactly where it is in the system, and hopefully we can move it forward.
Thank you.
Okay. Last chance.
Yeah, my other one was in regard to the workshop proposed that I'm hearing about for the first time today, the January 27th workshop, asking for input from the community on methods of funding the work that needs to be done. I guess I'd just like to comment, this is my personal opinion, perhaps it's a reflection of things that I've heard from a number of people, I guess it is. But it seemed to me that a message was sent to us at the time of the vote in August that at least my interpretation of the message is that there's very widespread agreement around the community that things need to be done relating to water mains, relating to roads, that I don't think much of anybody disagrees. There might be disagreement on how much and how important and that sort of thing, but that there's a problem, we're pretty much all on board. So for me, when we came back with that knowledge that's pretty widespread, and we only got 50% of the folks roughly saying, sure, go ahead and fix them, that to me was a message that something we had done, we didn't do a very good job of it as a commission and as staff, that we didn't, I don't know whether we didn't provide enough trust, that we didn't specify what was going to be done well enough. It seems to me there were a number of shortcomings. Otherwise we would have gotten on an issue that so many people felt they recognized the problem. That I think the message was, we're not convinced that you've proposed us a good solution. And what concerns me a little bit with the idea of a workshop asking the public to suggest how to finance it, I remember making that exact suggestion once in this room several years ago, and I don't remember what the issue was, but I suggested that, well, why don't we solicit ideas from the public? And there was a certain amount of outrage from members in the audience here that said, Commissioner McVoy, how could you possibly suggest that we be responsible for suggesting how to fund it? And I thought, well, we were just opening an opportunity. It seemed like a reasonable idea, but it bothered people. And I think the point that was made then was, well, actually funding these things is probably kind of complicated and involves municipal bonds and things that we don't, as a public, necessarily know. Shouldn't you guys come up with that and give us some choices of ways of doing it? My concern with the workshop is rather than narrowing it to asking people to suggest how to fund it, that might be a specialized task that maybe we should do more of, or staff should. Why not make it a bit more open-ended and just let people have an opportunity, as they actually wanted to do back in August, and let us know, what is it, why didn't they vote for it? I think we would hear from people that they want the problem fixed, but just tell us, what was it that bothered you about it? And we just leave it open. If we truly want to hear, and we're not telling people, why not just open it up and say, tell us what your concerns. And I'm sure some people are going to say, well, we're kind of concerned about the financing. But there may be a range of other things. And why predispose what the concern was that bothered people? I think that the point is, as a community, we recognize we have a problem. We have had a solution proposed. It didn't pass some sort of a test because only half of us thought it was reasonable. Let's ask, how can we do better? And leave it open at that, to get input from people. That's my suggestion.
I'm fine with that. I just, having been here for 3 years, first of all, whatever you propose, people are going to love it and people are going to hate it. For whatever reasons. I mean, the trust factor, I mean, that's an interesting dynamic to me because it's not easy doing what you're doing and trying to work a job and learn about a reverse osmosis water treatment plant, an electric utility fund, and this and that, and to you know, I mean, you learn on the fly when you get elected, and you're digging in the trenches, and you're doing hours and hours of research, learning things, and you're trying to come up with the best solutions. This isn't Congress on a national level where we're all sitting here. You know, people seem to think the politicians are these horrible people who are pocketing all this money, and we just don't trust you. And this, we're talking about municipal government here. We're talking about digging potholes and putting dirt in the roads and doing whatever. We're just regular people trying to earn a living and fix things at the same time. That trust issue, I never understood that as a dynamic on this local level. What is there to gain other than spending all your time and your husband being angry with you for never being around anymore, and for taking time away from your staff and losing a bunch of money in your private business to sit there and get yelled at and for people to tell you that they don't trust you because you're a politician. You know, I think we have to look at this and remember that we're a community. And we need to help one another and work together to make changes. We're all in this. Everyone sitting up here pays taxes and pays the electric rates. We're not exempt from all the things that you're doing too. And we have to all sit here. We have to figure out a way to work together to make choices that everyone can feel comfortable with. And understand that we're just regular people trying to make solutions that are going to affect our lives as well as your lives. We want to make the best decisions for everybody. This can't be this, oh, what are you doing and spending money and where are you going? I'm just amazed. I thought a lot about it over the holidays. I had a lot of time to think. And it just is very astonishing that we're in such a good place now, because sure, you know, we got nowhere to go but up. You know, we have a lot of challenges, but this is the year that we really have to work together to come up with solutions, and we'll put stuff out there and we'll spitball them for you. But you can't just say, that's horrible, we don't want to do that, let's not do that, what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? There has to be a trust factor here. There has to be, we need to work together to do it. What else can we do? Other than give you the opportunity to talk, or give you, I don't know what it is, so I'd like you to call me and tell me what it is that you want. Because we're trying to do it. Everybody is, and everyone has a different idea of what they want. Just tell me. Tell us. We're your representatives. But we got to start fixing the problems, because they're not going away and they're only getting worse. So.
Could you tell me, will we be restricted to 2 minutes at these workshops?
No, you won't. You can talk as long as you want.
Well, that might not be.
Only you, though. All right, let's move on here. Approval of the minutes, please.